Yesterday we studied the part 1 of broken window concept and how it can be applied in our life. Today we will look at the second part of the same concept, and also we will see how this part is utilized in our day to day life or in companies for management. Some social scientists got together to conduct an experiment. They chose a parking lot, public parking lot in downtown Chicago, or Chicago as you might want to pronounce it. They took a car and put it there. They did not move the car for the next 45 days, but every day they saw to it that the car was properly washed and cleaned. For 45 days nobody touched the car. No windows were stolen, no wheels were taken away, no lights were broken. After 45 days they stopped washing the car and let it be as it was. And as you know, when the car is not washed, it slowly gathers some dust. On the 7th day, the rear light broke. They didn't do anything, just watched it. On the 10th day, the wipers were stolen. On the 12th day, couple of tires went away. On the 15th day, windows were broken and the tape recorder was taken away, steering was taken away. And by the 21st day, only the structure of car remained there. And this whole thing was called as broken window effect. What was happening was, in the first 45 days it was getting washed, so whoever was having a look at it, a passerby, would know that this car is in use. The owner would come at any point of time. Nobody touched it. But then when dust started gathering, it was an indication that nobody cared, or that the owner was away for considerable time, and the stealing began. You don't care, we don't care. And once the stealing began, that itself gathered momentum. So if you see a car with 2 broken tail lights or maybe a missing tire, you are very sure that nobody cares, and then you try your hand at it and take away whatever you can. So it is the first broken window that gives you the indication that nobody cares, and then you join them. This is, in essence, is the broken window effect. You don't care, we don't care. Interestingly, in the 1920s and 1930s, extensive experimentation was done on this aspect, but under a different name. These were called as the Hawthorne Experiments. Again, were done in Chicago in a electric company. Those were the times where time and motion study were the rage. How to get more production, how to get more productivity, how to get people to do more, how to count their time, how to count their motions and note them so that motions could be reduced, and so on. So these were the experiments which were carrying out in Hawthorne in Chicago. What they did was they chose parameters, other parameters remaining the same, and changed the parameter and measured the difference in production, or measured the difference that it caused in production. So what they did was, first they made the chairs or the stools more comfortable, production increased. Then they improved the surroundings, the ventilation, production increased further. Then they increased the lighting, better lights, production increased further. Of course, these were like 1, 2, 3% kind of increments. And as they did variety of improvements in the workplace, the production increased. So the part 1 of Hawthorne experiments was concluded by the fact, or by stating the conclusion, that if you improve the environment or working environment, the production is directly affected in positive direction. Interestingly, in the second part, they reduce the lighting and still the production increase. Now this was somewhat interesting and could not be explained away from the conclusion of the first part. So they did lot of negative improvements in the workplace, and still the production kept on increasing. It kept on showing positive trends. And then they realized that it was not necessarily directly due to the improvement in workplace, but what the workers were appreciating, that their work was being observed and they were being cared for. So the part 2 of broken window is you care, I care. And this is what is used in ancient wisdom. In the first part, it was small, visible, consistent improvements that give you disproportionate results. In the second part, even a small improvement that shows we care gets you disproportionate positive results. But for that, the we care has to be genuine. You care, then we care. So this can be directly connected with the daily rituals. If you do a ritual daily, like a puja, like a mantra, like a bath, in the long run, it gives you disproportionate results because of variety of factors. This in essence is the part 2 of broken window concept. So broken window concept can be used in two ways. The first one being small, visible, consistent improvements, and second part is genuine care. Namaskar.